we continue with our systems of linear equations applications. The static example, a student has arrived at these two equations. Since it's a statics problem, most likely from setting the sum of the forces in the x direction equal to 0 and the sum of the forces in the y direction equal to 0. But however she came about these, or he came about these solutions. We've got these two tensions that we're trying to solve in newtons, and we've got these two equations that describe it. And we've done it doing addition. This time we're going to use substitution, and the reason substitution will be a good option for this one, if we get it to where we can see everything again, is because we can pick out this first equation. Since there's no extra term there, we can easily solve for one in terms of the other. So no extra term in equation 1 makes this one a good choice to make. So I'm going to take equation 1. I'm going to rewrite it down here just so that we know what we're doing. I'm going to go ahead and move. Let's just do it because I like getting rid of negatives. Let's just go ahead and move T1 to the other side. So 0.866 times T2 is 0.7071 times T1. And so T2 is equal to whatever the ratio of those is, 0.7071 divided by 0.866. So it's the same as 0.8165 times T1. So I used equation 1 to get T2. Now substitute into the second equation. Make sure you're using the opposite equation that you used to start with. If you use the same one, you'll just end up getting things like 0 equals 0 or 1 equals 1, which are not interesting. They're not helpful. 7.1 times T1 plus 0.5 times, now instead of T2, I'm going to write it as 0.8165 times T1. And that equals 95. So let's combine these terms. 0.7071 plus 0.5 times 0.8165. So that 1.115 times T1 is equal to 95. So I get for T1, it's 95 divided by that. For T1, I get 85.17. That's going to be newtons. And then T2, I can just use this part that I have here. T2 is going to equal 0.8165 times the 85.17. So T2 equals that times 0.816513. 69.55 newtons. And again, as always, with systems of equations, the best way to check them is to make sure they work in both equations. So you should always test those at the end.